Welcome to Amberger's Smackdown at today'sfinancialnews.com. I'm Christoph Amberger. In speech after speech, campaign commercial after campaign commercial, Hillary Rodham Clinton pledges to put her 35 years of experience to work for the American people. Is that a promise or a threat? I remain uncertain, considering that she has kept mum as to just what that experience consists of. Sure, she has been around the block a few times, first in Little Rock and then in Washington. She was a lawyer. She served on the board of Walmart. She was also a politician's wife, which means that she has considerable experience telling whatever client or electorate she's dealing with just what they want to hear. She even offers to render her message in the ethnic accent of the respective audience. Now that's service with a smile. To be sure, up until recently, her husband's last day job and connections have been sterling, good enough to have made her an instant New Yorker and a senator within a couple of months. She attended every thinkable ladies program for every first lady in the world during the 1990s. She may still remember what floorboards creak and what flushbox needs jiggling in the White House, what Secret Service agents to call her personal trained pigs. For all practical reasons, that means that she, like the late Queen Mom, is fully qualified to wave at crowds while wearing odd-shaped hats. And most importantly, in her half-decade in the US Senate, she has experienced tussling at the trough for taxpayers' dollars with all the other consumers of 1/3 of the nation's GDP. Impressive credentials, but really only if you compare them to those of candidate Barack. He has about 3 years of federal trough tussling under his belt, most of which was spent not doing his job while campaigning for the office of president. He's a lawyer, and he has written a book or two. Then again, who hasn't? It's been a few weeks since the last presidential candidate with business sense and executive experience withdrew from the primary contest. Mitt Romney, and before him Rudy Giuliani, was the last holdout of actual real-life executive experience that required more than running one's mouth and placing one's hands solidly into other people's pockets. Such as running a business, a city, a state, such as creating wealth, not just redistributing it. The departure of executive qualifications shows in the candidates' platforms. Both Clinton and Barack engage in the age-old flim-flam of labeling expenses as investments. In both cases, they want to plow billions of the nation's wealth into untested alternative energy technologies, which somehow, sometime will pay for themselves. But the true qualifications of the candidates becomes even more visible when you ask who'd be paying for all those new entitlements, like socialized health care, expanded unemployment benefits, public subsidies for private education. Indeed, like suburban teenagers turning to dad for their financial needs, or like attorneys billing a client with deep pockets for every minute spent on the cell phone on their morning commute, or your average Denny's diner loading up on potato salad from under the sneeze guard, the assumption is that there's a one-point payer for it all with unlimited resources. The evil rich, of course, who still earn too much and whose property needs to be redistributed. People stupid enough to make $100,000 a year and still not doing so through an offshore corporation. And businesses that dare attempt staying in business in the United States. It's the mindset of the ultimate consumer, not the creator. The mindset of the bureaucrat who has to burn his budget to his crisp each year, not the entrepreneur who's only as prosperous as the surplus he creates. It is the mindset of the adolescent, not the mature adult, that of the economically illiterate and the mathematically challenged, of those who believe that 10 divided by 5 equals 17. In short, these are candidates fully in sync with the intellectual capacities and yearning for miracle solutions of the American public, which to my entrepreneurial mind suggests a viable alternative source of revenues to bankroll the ambitious social engineering project of the socialist candidates. Sell holy water in biodegradable vials at the DNC convention. For today'sfinancialnews.com, I'm Christoph Amberger.
Prices could realistically sit as high as $73 to $74 a barrel this summer. It all really